guys, and welcome to my channel. It's been a minute, yeah? It has been, but I guarantee you that today you're gonna get a lot of premium entertainment. So if you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is the time for you to do so. I'm just gonna give you like a second. Thank you. Thank you. Your subscription is really appreciated by the clan, by the Val, and by the everything. Yeah, I want to welcome you cordially to my channel. And be sure to share, like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend, because that is how we get the word out there. And it is. Yeah. So my name is Masaranja Valerie, and this is the Masaranja channel. And when you hear this voice, you know that it's about to get wild. So you better unmute and turn that shit up, because the fun is going to be so wild. It's going to blow your mind. Like literally. Poof. Anyways, I am so glad to have you here today and always. It is such an honor to know that there's someone who has just taken time off their whatever they're doing to listen to me. Of course, I'm entertaining, so it's a win-win situation. But like, yeah, thank you. I also have a business. It's called the Masaranchi Collection. So if you ever need gloss or your hair done, that is the place to go. All you have to do is DM me on the Masaranja Collection or the Masaranja across all social media platforms, and I'll get back to you. Yes, I also have a podcast. It's called the Deep in It Podcast. So if you want to also have some verbal entertainment without the virtual aspect of it, you can go there, and I guarantee you that you're gonna learn a thing or two and also be entertained at the same time. I told you I'm a full package. Yeah, without the ass and the boobs, but like still a full package. Anyways, guys, I am so delighted to have you here. And you know what's wild? What's wild is that I've never, okay, I think I have once, but I try as much as possible to, when I come on this channel to speak or something like that, I always have my gloss on, so that you can see a virtual or a visual representation of what I'm telling you my gloss does. But today I just have lipstick on. I rarely use it. I rarely wear lipstick, so I just decided that today, let's just try something else. Let's get out of the norm. You know, you have to also try some things out so that you know if they work for you. And who knows, I might even start a whole lipstick company, because who says I am bound by anything? I am not. I am a free body, and anything that I wanna start, I'm gonna start. That's just me, and that's who I am. Also, guys, can you imagine today? I don't know if I was dreaming or I was thinking, because there are sometimes that I'm not in the REM state of dream or state of sleep, so it's like my mind is functioning because I'm not asleep. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm not asleep, so my mind is functioning. And why I think this was a thought rather than a dream is because when it comes to dream, you dream virtually, right? So you see pictures and images in your mind when you dream. But I never saw none of that. So I am starting to think that this might be a thought than a dream. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you what I was thoughting or dreaming. I just had a thought or a dream. At this point, we have established that I'm not really sure what that was. That I had a whole confectionery company. Universe, I see what you're planting in me and I accept it. I've never actually thought of having a confectionery company. Ever since I was, I think, 19, 20 thereabout, I had written down all the businesses that I want to start, and this lip gloss business was one of them. I think I wrote it in 2021. I started it in 2024. So that tells you that you really have to be patient when you want to do something. It's gonna come eventually. It's a jeeper, but you really have to wait, because with good things, you have to wait. That's just it. And I'm learning the value of waiting also. And one thing that I can pride myself in, I am really patient. Me utaniona eti niko na maharaka, eti I don't have money and then somebody tells me just to do this and get that money without thinking, I just do it. No. Sinanga haraka mimi maisha. I just know that it will come. It will come regardless. So sinanga haraka. Anyways, in the list of the things that I had written down I want to do, I really have never written anything that has to do with food. And I know the restaurant business and the hotelier industry has a lot of money, but I feel like, it's just not my shade, bro. It's not my shade. Anyways, yeah, so that's the thought that I had today. And aside from that thought, What else did I want to say? There was just a thought that I was supposed to put right after this thought. Oh, yeah, I remember what I wanted to say. I have realized one thing in the past years, like 2024, dating back to around 2020, they're about, or 2019. No, I won't say 2020. I'll say 2024, dating back to 2021. Yeah. Um there's a very long period ever since I started. I got into campus, and then I transferred from the branch that I was in to the main campus. And one thing that's for sure, I never really had friends. Like, I just used to stay in my house and kalisha myself. So I think I got used to the comfort of just being alone. You get comfortable. One thing about this life, you will adjust. Even if you're used to having, okay, I don't know, I'm saying this also because I'm a person who will really be comfortable around people and also be comfortable without those people. So I'm not really sure. I think I'm speaking this from a point of privilege, from the fact that I have both my extroverted side and my introverted side. I think I can manage them both. Yeah. But yeah, so I was so comfortable without having friends. When you look at Kalisha, I just watch movies and do my shit until I started getting friends, right? And with this long period that I had stayed without friends, I guess I felt like if I get them, they're gonna be the most important thing in my life. I felt like if I'm gonna get them, I'm gonna really, really treasure them. But one thing that I forgot in that process is to set boundaries. So nikakuwa tu just comfortable. People just do shit and I'm just like, yeah, it's okay, cool. Yo. And then I just woke up one 2024 morning, after church, that is. Because I actually went to church. I say that this year, I'm starting with the Lord. Because without the Lord, man, if next year tries to repeat itself this year, I'm not gonna see the end of the year. So I just need the Lord in my life. So I went to church, and then when I came back, I slept, and then when I woke up in the morning, well, it's not even in the morning, it was like midday, okay? To 12 thereabout or something like that. When I woke up, I just told myself, you know what you're not going to do this year is to allow people step on our boundaries and cause us emotional pain as we vumilia. If it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down. I'm willing to be alone. I swear to God, I am willing to be alone. And that is, I think I just tweeted about this some while ago. I was like, you know what, this year I've decided that I'm gonna be feral. The 15-year-old me, she was, ooh, people used to call her a bitch. But now when I look back, she wasn't a bitch. She was just a person who was really, really staunch. And she had her mind on one go. She was honest, she was staunch, and people didn't like that. To people, that was being like, why are you telling me that I did this wrong? I don't think that I'm supposed to be told that. So you're a bitch because you're doing that. I wasn't a bitch. I was just a straight up person. And I feel like that is the person who I want to become, because that is the person who is me. And me choosing not to become those things was me trying to lock aside a part of myself. This year, if you do something wrong to me, best believe that I'm gonna tell you. And if you're not gonna listen, I'm gonna cut you off. Because even if it comes to chances, there's like there has to come a time when you're giving chances and you're like, hey, chances zangu zimeisha bwana. Unataka niombe chances kwa jirani sasa because of you? No. Let me tell you one thing. You can survive. You see the way you came to this earth alone. You will live alone. So don't let nobody dictate your life or make your life feel uncomfortable because you want to keep them happy all the time. And also, let me tell you, no matter what you do, you're never gonna keep everybody happy. They're always gonna have a problem. They're always gonna find a problem, and they'll be like, but she did this wrong. Me, this year, I am 100% ready. If you wanna leave, I will just open the door and be like, no bars. Literally, because no bars. If you wanna go, just go. If you wanna go, you must go. And if you wanna stay, come my way. Yeah. Anyways, aside from that, I just wanna share with you lessons that I have learned throughout the week. First of all, I want to talk about the glorification of the hustle culture, because I feel like it's something that is so much done nowadays, and it feels like the people who are hustling, the people who are like doing the most, the businesses, the content creation, these are the people who are making it in life. And the people who are not doing that, these people are actually failing themselves. If you choose to have a 9 to 5, you're not doing enough. I'm here to tell you, babe, that's myth and misconception. X that shit. X that shit. One thing that I've come to realize in this earth, in this world, everybody is born for a purpose. Everybody has a role to play. Everyone, each and everyone, me, you, and the next home, the next door, each and everyone has a purpose to play. My purpose might be that I am for the household culture, of which I know that I think I've known that from the word go. As much as I look from for 9 to 5s, I know that I'm a creative, and I enjoy the autonomy and the freedom to create, and 9 to 5 does not necessarily offer that. And if you want to still have the 9 to 5 and still have your creativity, it's gonna be so sort of hard, because now you're working the whole day, and then you're supposed to sleep tomorrow to be productive. So I don't know what time you'll get to do that, but yeah, it's gonna be a little hard. But I'm not saying that it's undoable. It's just gonna be a little hard. If you want to do something, it doesn't matter how hard it is, you're gonna do it regardless. That's what I believe, and that's what I know. So yeah, the hustle culture is actually hard, and it's not for everyone. Yes, take it from me, hear it from me. It's not easy. Running a business, you see the way it's glorified, like, hey, running a business has good returns, you're gonna get rich. But let me tell you something. One thing about running a business, you never have off days. You never. Like, you never have off days. You're always on the move. You're always thinking about that business. Because you can imagine, squeeze yata, when I want to go somewhere, I have to carry my product with me. Just in case I find someone and they decide to pitch my product, and then they decide to buy it. So I just have to carry my product with me. With 9 to 5, when you're out of the job, actually, you shouldn't pick any other call. But with your business, that's your baby. Like, you have to concentrate on it 24/7. And that's what they don't tell you about the hustle culture. About the hustle culture, you know, you have to be, I've not even gotten there yet, but you have to be really, really a good manager of money. That is what I'm learning from the hustle culture. As opposed to 9 to 5, where you know at the end of every month, I'm going to get this amount, I'm going to get this amount, I'm going to save this amount. When it comes to hustle culture, it's not that static that you know. I don't know, maybe if you become like a big business owner, maybe it is. I don't know, I'm not sure. But from what I'm learning is that you really, really need to know how to manage money, because now that means that you're mostly working with, you're in the business or you're in the gig economy. When you're in the gig economy, that means that umepata kazi this weekend, you might not get another job until 2 weeks later. Umepata kazi, let me talk about the people who like are having it big in the gig economy. Like, umepata kazi and it has paid you some good amount of money. You have to be really, really wise, because you don't know if that job is going to be constant for you to be getting that amount. So if you're not wise with it, kitakuramba rambirambi, na tutatoa risala za rambirambi. Yeah, so you have to be really, really wise with your money management. Otherwise, utalia leo na utasema salale na the hope no one to save ya. Yeah, so in this world, I want you to understand that there are some people who are made for the gig economy, the hustle culture, and there are some people who are actually meant to be just 9 to 5ers. There are some people who are meant to be in the public eye. There are some people who are not. Kama mimi nikisema, I want to clear this, because I feel like people take fame in a different light than what I imagine it to be. Okay? So mimi nikisema, I want to be rich and famous. Of it, I think I say it so many times, because I don't know, I don't feel like it's something that I woke up one day and I realized I wanted to do. I feel like it's something that I just knew ever since I was a kid I wanted to do. I just didn't have the vocabulary to say that this is what I want to be. Okay? So I feel like from the beginning, it has just been in me. And when I say I want to be rich and famous, sometimes I tell myself I would very much appreciate a life where people don't know me and I'm just doing my own things. But I don't feel like that is my life. I don't feel like I was put on this earth to do that. So instead of getting conflicted every time, I just said, you know what, if that is what I was brought on this earth to do, I might just embrace it and have the mentality to be ready for it. Okay? So what I was saying is, when I say I want to be rich and famous, the richness part is self-explanatory. There's no other way to go about it. I just wanna be managed well and be comfortable in my life and be able to accord my kids a comfortable life, a much, much, much more comfortable life than I had. And with that, that is acknowledging the fact that my parents actually did a good job when it comes to giving me a comfortable life, and I want my kids to have a better life as compared to mine. So I really have to be rich because my parents are not rich and I got that comfortable life. So for me to give my kids a life that is better than the one that my parents gave me, it just translates to me being rich. Just it. Okay? Yeah. And when it comes to the fame part, I want to be famous not because I want you guys to be talking about me or to be idolizing me. No, it's because I know that I have a lot of impact that I can give on young girls. I have a lot of impact that I can share, and that is what I want to do. When I'm famous, I have a leeway for me to do that to a lot of people, even people who actually don't know me, even people who have never met me, even people who are from different continents from the continent that I am in. That is why I want to say I want to be famous for the impact aspect of it. And I know I don't even know any other positive thing that comes with being famous. It just looks like a lot of work. Like, people are always in your business, people are always ready to criticize you, people are scrutinizing everything that you do. So I feel like the only positive thing that comes from that is the fact that someone is able to see my life, to see what I'm doing, and they'd be like, you know what, if she did it, I'm also gonna do it, and I'm also gonna ace it. Okay? And that is why I don't give up, because I want my story to be something that a little girl somewhere is gonna say, yo, if she did it, what is stopping me from doing it? That is what I want. And when I talk about fame, that is the aspect that I am majoring on, that I am focusing on. I want to create impact. I want people to feel inspired. I want to make change. I want to be able to stand and like tete for the rights of people, and I will be able to pull masses just by saying, let's do this, to make life better, and I'll be able to pull masses just because of the influence that I have. That's it. And if that is not what I want, I am going to get out of it, then I don't want it. Simple. It has never been complicated. It's just that. It's just as plain as I'm telling it. That's what I want. And when I talk about it, that's the vision that's behind my head. And I'm going to work as much as possible to make sure that I make it a reality. A reality for myself and a reality for the young girls that I want to inspire. I don't know if I'm making sense. I actually am making sense. And if you feel like I'm not making sense, you're probably slow. Have you thought about that? You should actually think about that. Take omega-3, my dear. I'm sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, so that's it. What I want you to learn from this video today: be able to dream as big, as wide as dream as big as you want. Because I was watching the Kardashians. Nataka kunijudge, msinijudge me. I've always loved to see women who are, doing stuff in their life. Acha niwaambie, the reality shows that I watch, I try as much as possible and watch reality shows that there are people who are actually doing big stuff, especially entrepreneurs. I love that stuff. That is why I love, acha niwaambie, my top 3 reality shows. I love Selling Sunset. It's about a real estate, whatever, and they sell houses, and it's just so empowering and so interesting. And I also love houses, so it's nice to look at those houses, despite the fact that I'm not buying them because they're very expensive, because ziko huko LA, in the posh areas. I also love Sweet Life LA, because this is a group of young friends who are entrepreneurs and they're doing big things with their life, and I love the fact that they help each other when it comes to that. When someone has an event and they need the PR person, it's their friend that they're gonna call. It's their event organizer friend that they're gonna call. And I loved it. I loved every aspect of it. And I love the Kardashians, because I see that these women, despite the fact that they get public scrutiny for whatever they do, which is none of my business, but they're actively involved in business, and I love seeing how they handle their businesses. When it comes to Kylie with Kylie Skin, when it comes to Kim with Skims, when it comes to Chloe, is it Chloe? When it comes to Chloe and her clothes line. You see, that is the thing that I love to see, because I'm learning a thing or two from it. So those are my top 3 reality shows. Yes, and I've forgotten what I was talking about, guys. Nitakuwa nakuja hapa kama nimeandika pointers, because at this point I feel like my mind, oh, I was telling you what to take away from this episode of this YouTube video. First of all, chase your dream ferociously. Don't even stop. They're gonna tell you that this dream is so big. Chase it ferociously. Let me first tell you the things that I want you to learn from this uh episode, and then I tell you the Kardashian story, because I totally deviated from it. Karibuni I was talking about it. Chase your dreams ferociously. Don't let anyone tell you that it's unattainable. Kwani who the fuck are they? It is not unattainable. It is very much attainable. It's my allergies doing me the most. I was telling you, chase your dreams ferociously. Have boundaries. Have boundaries. Let people know that if I'm gonna do this, this is gonna happen. Have boundaries. And always be comfortable to dream. Dream, babe. Dream, my love. Dream. Be crazy with your dreams. Let people hear those dreams and they're like, now who you? Kwani who the fuck do they think they are? You are the fuck who you think you are. Yeah. That cursing was very unnecessary there, but usijali nitaweka rated 18. Anyways, I was telling you, so I was watching the Kardashians, and this makeup artist Joaquim alikuwa like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. And I remember the day that you started, and I wanted to become a makeup artist, and my boss told me that you're just a reality star, and there's nowhere where I'm gonna get my career with being your makeup artist. And now here we are, you're hosting SNL. I remember when you said that you wanted to be on the cover of, I can't even remember the magazine, and then your publicist told you to dream realistically, and here you are right now. That is to tell you that if you want something, chase it, and don't give up on it. Don't. Maybe if there's one thing that I know I have for sure, is patience. And I feel like at this point, I feel like people are starting to confuse patience from like having no boundaries. If I have boundaries and I tell you don't do this, it's not that I'm not patient with you. It's just that whatever you're doing, I'm not comfortable with it. I just would love you to change that thing. And I remember this is a conversation that I had with my friend last year, and she was like, I feel like you're not patient. And I was shocked, because like, what do you mean I'm not patient? The amount of patience I have taken, you should ask my best friend, because she tells me, I feel like you're so patient with people and with things. I would never do that. So when she told me I'm not patient, I'm just like, huh? And that is the one thing that like people constantly tell me I am very patient. And now I started to think, why would she say that I'm not patient? What is it that is bringing about the fact that I'm not patient? And she said that when you go places and someone gets late, you get really, really angry and stuff like that. And I just realized that the first time, the second time, I won't get angry. If you make it a habit, now that will start angering me. And that will look like I'm coming from a place of no patience. But no, I'm just trying to establish a boundary. Just don't do that. Yeah, And it's not that sometimes I don't do these things myself. It's just that I try as much as possible. If I can do whatever I said I'm gonna do on time, I'll try as much as possible and do it on time. And if it's not gonna be possible, I try and communicate. And if it's not gonna be possible, I maybe will make the mistake, but I won't make it a habit of repeating the mistake over and over and over and over again. So that repetition of something that bothers me is what would make me come off as. But with people, I try as much as possible to set boundaries. I don't want nonsense, by the way. I don't. One thing about me, if you're ever gonna be in my life in the future, or you're in my life right now, you should just know that I don't take nonsense. I'm really not a good taker of nonsense. Because unajua mimi, at the back of my mind, I always know that I can be alone. And we don't have to have connections with everyone. I know that for sure. So when people start acting shady, I'm always be like, deuces. Unless I really, really love you, I'll give you so many chances. But even with those chances, even if I love you, there will become a time where I have to say enough is enough. So having people, like having met, kama hujazoea watu wenye they love standing their ground, if you meet me, you will think that I'm not patient, I'm so strict and stuff like that. Hata mimi nilikuwa nadhania I'm very, very strict. And then I just said, I don't have a therapist, but I know who I'm gonna ask. So I put in a situation and chat GPT, and I said, I know I'm very strict. I was just putting a situation so that I can see if I was rational or I was dumb, because this is not a human being, so they're not gonna be partial with what they're gonna tell me. And then it told me, actually stop calling yourself strict. You're not strict, you just know how to establish boundaries. And I was like, yeah, actually, that's it. I just know how to establish boundaries. If you hurt me, I'm just gonna tell you, especially if you're my friend. If you're not my friend, I'm gonna maybe just not do it. But if you're my friend, I'm just gonna tell you. It doesn't matter. I might not tell you immediately, but I'm definitely gonna tell you when I'm in a position now to tell you that, you know what, whatever you did was wrong, in this and this way. And I also encourage my friends, if you feel like I did something that is wrong to you, be comfortable enough to tell me. Be comfortable enough to tell me that, you know what, this and this, you did this and this and this, it was wrong. And when I tell you, I try as much as possible to, for us to have a conversation about that thing. And if we cannot have a conversation, I'm sorry, but what are we doing here? I'll just leave. Yeah. Anyways, enough of the yapping. I've come to the end of this episode, and it's not because I have nothing else to say. It's just because if I continue talking, I might talk and talk and talk and talk, and the sun sets and the sun rises, and I'm still talking. And do we want that? We don't want that. People will say that this girl does not shut up, which is not true. Because sometimes I shut up, especially when I'm alone. And okay, even when I'm alone, I don't shut up. I talk to myself. Yeah, they might be right. Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of this episode. I am super, super grateful that you have tried as much as possible to listen up to this point. May the Lord bless you abundantly. And may you continue having many, 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 many more. Yeah, and tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel. Share, like, subscribe, and I appreciate you every time. And if you want to purchase clothes, you know where to find me. Okay, it's the Masaranja collection across all social media platforms, and the Masaranja across all social media platforms. You'll get me there, and I'll definitely sure get back to you and help you with whatever way that you want. That was it from me today. This is the Masaranja collections, not the Masaranja without the collection, because this is not my business page. This is Diva Saraja signing out. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.